Island Rick.
Hit it. Welcome.
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is Legit Paranormal Clips, brought to you by Legit Podcast.com. It's Thursday night. It is May 4th, 2023. 05042023 for the math geeks. Let's see what we can do. Geez, I don't know. I don't think it's possible. There's too many. 2 and 4, 7, 9 minus that is 1. No, can't do it. Well, yep, I can do it. 2 plus 2 is 4 minus 3 is 1, and then you got 5 minus 4 is 1. That's a long way to go around the bush. But joining me as always is Buddy Money Thayer. What's up, buddy?
Good evening, Mike. How you doing tonight, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm down in Bafangul.
Nice.
I'm drinking.
Yes.
Coors Light.
Of course. Nice crushable beer for the summertime, Mike. Good for you for getting all nice and prepared. I got a nice beer tonight. I haven't had, Mike, I gotta confess something. I haven't had a beer in about 3 weeks. And I am like crying beer through my eye drops, through my tears. So I had to get to the liquor store. This is my Friday. Tomorrow's payday. I'm gonna get some more beers. But as a great
Replacement.
like for our guest tonight, he's from Connecticut. This is from Rhode Island. This is good Rhode Island beer. But you could throw this full can of beer over the river and hit Connecticut from the brewery down there in Wesley, Rhode Island. Captain's Daughter is brewed by Grace Ale Brewery. They do a lot of good beers, but this is one of their finest, their flagship. Nothing gets me ready to cut the lawn and get on a ferry to Block Island more than sipping Captain's Daughter on a Thursday night with you, Michael. So cheers.
Yep. You know, Brother Ray's a big fan of Captain's Daughter.
It's a delicious beer, and it's just another reason why I like your Brother Ray.
Yeah. It's weird, too, that you're both Dolphins fans, and the beer that you both tell me about is Captain's Daughter. So it's
almost got like a pineapple finish, Mike. It's
maybe
so
that's
good.
what it is. Maybe there's aqua in the beer. You know what I mean?
There might be.
Does it make you feel like you're not going to win for the next, 40 years?
Don't say that. Don't say that.
No. I'm talking about going back from 70. What? 72? I forget. It's been forever. It's been more than forever. So, buddy, joining us, of course, from the island himself, it's Block Island Rick. How are you tonight, Rick?
What up, guys? How are you?
Hey, Rick, how you doing, man?
Good. Yeah, Mike, you forgot to say, May the 4th be with you. Isn't that
yeah, I didn't know.
For the other geeks. For the other geeks out there.
Cheers. Yeah. I am one of those geeks, Rick.
Me too.
I was the guy who went to go see episode 1 when it came out and then never looked back. I walked away from Star Wars, again, like the curling scene, when you let the stone go and you just let it go and you stand back and just let it drift away and you're not a part of it anymore. It's good. It's got to do its own thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's a little bit. There's no Italians in it, Mike. Maybe Lando Calrissian, but he's kind of black. So I don't know if he's like a.
No. I tell you what, though, Lando did seem like he might be Italian. There was a chance he could have been Italian. I'm gonna just say that. Maybe on the
he could have had an Italian stepfather or something, Mike. You never know.
Could have. Right, Rick? No, maybe.
pretty sure there was an Italian or two in it. I'm gonna do a little more research. I'm gonna go a deep dive on this one.
Solo in a vowel, Han Solo. He could be Italian.
Hey,
So I went on the AI thing today, and I asked it to write a rap verse about Buddy and Rick from like the show, and then it would do it. It would write the words, and it is the creepiest thing in the world. You know what? And you know what though? What I actually think is going to do is going to make songwriters better, because it's so generically generic, but it's still like adding different words, rhymes, and whatnot. I'm just saying, like, you'll understand when you read it. But it's actually like better than some people that are out there that do it. Like, that's what's going to be upsetting to some people when they don't meet the Google, the AI, whatever it's called, online AI test. Like, are your lyrics better than than what they could do with the same type of song? That's the test now, and it's pretty good. Like, I asked it to write a poem about Buddy, the lost dog, and it wrote this like kid's poem about Buddy, you as a lost dog, and like how you jump in your owner's arms at the end of the story. It's creepy as all hell.
That's kind of bullshit how everybody names that dog after Buddy, but I gotta just settle on it. It's never gonna stop. People are obsessed with naming their dogs after me. But
no, I wrote Italian kid owns a dog and loses it. Right? It named the kid Tony, which
I have a cousin named Tony.
We all do. Wait. First off, it's the most accurate. Second, it's the most kind of racist if there ever was a term for that against Italians, which is not, because we don't care.
Hey, you see that Tony over there?
So, anyways, but the dog's name was Rocco.
Hey,
that's a bit on the nose, right?
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I mean? Like this Italian guy, he can't name his dog like Pete, or Sean or Tavon, something different. No,
Brownie or Chuckles or
so stereotypical. Rick, how are you though tonight? How's everything?
Everything's groovy, man. I'm sorry I missed you guys last week. I had to take a trip down south for a few days, but back at it. Happened to be here.
We're about to jump into some videos or EVPs or whatever it is Buddy's going to throw at me. Hopefully not fireworks like he did at me at the last time. What was it, 4th of July? It was the day after.
Yeah, the day after, Mike.
You don't throw fireworks. Joining us, Buddy, would you like to do the intro? Because I'm going to let you do it again.
Yes, joining us this evening, he's a paranormal investigator, has been doing this for a very long time. I had the great pleasure of investigating with this gentleman at the Slater Mill, which we'll see in a little bit, and various other places. He just kind of travels around New England and investigates the most haunted places. Kind of his own gig. Amazing investigator. Please welcome to the show, Rick Callahan.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, how are you?
Good.
Hey, Rick.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me something. How did Buddy do?
Good.
That was a good intro?
Yeah.
I didn't fuck up his name, Mike.
Yeah.
I didn't stutter that much. I didn't swear in the intro.
All right. Did you say everything that he does? Did he leave stuff out, Rick?
Buddy, I think we did the jail down in
did.
Yeah,
we did
that too. Yes.
Yep. All right. So, little background on Rick. For me, Rick, I speak for the dumb, and I spell that with 2 M's, no B. I like to look at it like Paranormal 101. Mm-hmm. So, what is your what is your main thing you bring to an investigation? You think?
I want absolute evidence of spirits. I don't want there to be any doubt in anyone's mind. I mean, we're always gonna have skeptics, and they're gonna say, "Oh, this is all rigged." But I do my best to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the stuff is legit. I don't try to convert anybody. If you like what I do, then enjoy. If you doubt it, then come join me on a ghost hunt.
Nice. Yep.
See, I agree with that train of thought, because it's kind of like dunking a basketball. It's basically saying, I'm not going to leave any chance that this doesn't go in. I'm just slamming it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm leaving no opportunity for it to be a block. Like Shaquille O'Neal was playing basketball and he was shooting like sky hooks and all this stuff. And his dad yelled at him at halftime, and he was like, "Be a big man." And he just started turning around and pushing and dunking. And it was like, oh my God, like an epiphany that I'm this gigantic. Why don't I just dunk it and take care of all the problems that I might have? So when it comes to like doing like evidence, I agree with you. I like it when people feel like that this is like their dunk, because you can't deny a dunk, whether you want to count it or not, whatever. But if it's a dunk, it's a dunk. So that's kind of what you're looking for, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Buddy,
it's an absolute rush every time I make contact. It's an adrenaline high. That's
all right. So buddy, you have known him for a while, right?
Yeah, I think we might have met at the Payne House, or
I've been at the
I
Payne
think that's
House.
the first time I met this guy, and this is the guy. You see people come in and they bring in stuff. This is a guy who brings like everything with them and has something to put it on, and he carries it all around. He has like 20 tools on this one, and he's like a mobile, all-around paranormal investigator, all in one guy. Yeah,
I really need an assistant or a pack mule.
So what I like to do, honestly, Rick, and I mean, this is gonna be tough. You're gonna be always Block Island, Rick.
Okay.
I'll always say Block Island before you. All right, when I'm talking about you, we
Okay.
all cool. All right,
right.
Clear. So, so Rick, I keep getting. So I like to read up about somebody and then start an interview as if I didn't read up about them. I want to hear like what's going on. And the comments I keep getting from my friends, or one of my friends, is he keeps calling me like a Swiss knife. Buddy, aren't those the
Swiss Army knife? Oh my God, yeah, that's definitely what he is.
I was trying to figure out what the hell he was saying. That was over and over again. So would you consider yourself kind of that when it comes to it? Because you've been around it, I guess, for so much, and you've got into it so deep, like that you kind of bring a little bit to every angle of it, because you've done that. It's kind of like when you've done every job in like a building. I've done that, so
yes, yep,
I can help. All right. Now, Block Island, Rick. Speaking about rushes, when you hit the spots in Block Island that are what they are, do you get a rush?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's a mix. It's an adrenaline rush. I scare pretty easily, so that's a rush. But it's always, I'm always into it. Fascinated by it. That's why we do it.
Yeah, see that. So here's what it comes down to. Before we get into these things, really quick, I was the kid who didn't want to go on the roller coaster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was first in line.
That's me, man. Like I'm barbaric in some ways, and in other ways, I don't trust my luck, because like I know me, I'm gonna go out in a spectacular way. I keep saying this. We all know what's gonna happen.
Bigfoot, right?
Exactly, and it's gonna be huge. But like I want to go out in a big way, so I'm worried about stuff like that because that could be big. All right. So, anyways, buddy, let me ask you this really quick.
Right.
What do you bring for Ocean State Paranormal? Because I don't want to leave you out as if you don't do investigations. So I'm going to give you this shot really quick before you see the videos. Sorry, go ahead. My apologies, by the way. My apologies to the man who runs the whole thing. Don't tell him not to slap me at HR on Tuesday
right.
at 11:30.
At 11:30, right.
All right, go ahead.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, continue. Tell me what you do. What you bring.
I do?
Yes.
What I bring to the
asking
table
right now what you do that don't know you.
I want to say that I bring my own intuition, and I follow that. And honestly, all I use ever is this one right here. I mean, Rick. I talk about Rick and all of his tools and all of his wonders and everything he's got going on. I use this. I usually attach it to something like this, right, so I can hear a little bit better. And I use what I feel, and I go on my own feelings and what I. If I feel a certain sensation or a certain way in one room, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna go at it right there. If I don't feel anything, I'm just gonna kind of keep it moving until I do, and that's what I bring to the table. I can go into a place myself and just kind of do my thing, I guess. I don't know. Not that I'm saying I'm special at all.
Why didn't you just say I bring the handsome?
I bring the sexy to the table.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then just be like, that's it. Like, don't say another word, buddy. Don't ever say another word after you say something like that. So, all right.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I had the heater blowing, and now I feel like I went through a sandstorm. Like, I'm like going like this, and I'm looking away, and I'm trying to look this way for another, and I'm like, Why did I put the heat on? I'm blasting my face. Buddy, what do you want to look at first?
All right, the first one, Mike, is called Video Playback. It features this guy right here, me, and this guy down here, Rick, not Block Island Rick, and we're at the old Slater Mill in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
All right.
Oh, flashlight, thank you. So you figured that one out. Thank you. Could you turn it on again, please? Just touch the end of it, like you did. Please. Don't forget we have the cat toy next to it. So if you just tap that, it'll do that for us. There we go. He's turning on the flashlight for us. Oh. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. You got the hang of it. Could you make it go, I was going to say, could you make it go dim? And you just did. You read my mind. Could you make it go bright now? Just get closer to it. Or if you move away from it, you can turn it off. Oh, cat toy, thank you. Now I've placed that onto I drilled out like a little concave hole so that it won't roll. So they're definitely touching it. Some cases, if you just set it on a flat surface and it rolls, it's not a true reading.
That wasn't Slater Mill, but that was Wilson Castle, which is equally awesome.
Yep.
All right. So, Rick, do you want to see it again really quick, or do you want to give a take on it?
Oh, I can give you a take on
No,
it.
I did it wrong. That's my bad.
Oh, Block Island, Rick.
One second. I committed a foul. I let the coach know. Back in the day, you had to do this. It's me. There you go. What? 13. Ghost. Block Island, Rick. You want to see it again? Probably now that I've talked so much, right?
Well, I'd watch it again. If you want.
Oh, flashlight, thank you. So you figured that one out. Thank you. Could you turn it on again, please? Just touch the end of it, like you did. Please. Don't forget we have the cat toy next to it. So if you just tap that, it'll do that for us. There we go. He's turning on the flashlight for us. Oh. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. You got the hang of it. Could you make it go, I was going to say, could you make it go dim? And you just did. You read my mind. Could you make it go bright now? Just get closer to it. Or if you move away from it, you can turn it off. Oh, cat toy, thank you. Now, I've placed that onto I drilled out like a little concave hole so that it won't roll. So they're definitely touching it. Some cases, if you just set it on a flat surface and it rolls, it's not a true reading.
Hey, so here's what I understand of it, Rick. I'm gonna go first. I mean, Block Island, Rick. I'm gonna go first for us. See, Rick, what we like to do is we like to talk about what we saw and kind of sound somewhat right. And I usually sound stupid when we hear it from the person that had the video. That's how we go. So you're gonna go last, Rick. Starting with Block Island, Rick. Your thoughts about the video? No, let me go first. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here's what I saw. The flashlight. My questions are going to be later when Rick breaks it down is, did he check the batteries? I don't know why I would say that. Did you also check how tight that thing was twisted? And then did it get brighter? See, that's the problem I had with it. It got brighter. It was bright when you were far away from it. So, all right, that's the skeptic stuff that I chipped away from it. But what I did see was that, okay, the flashlight was coming on and off at different times, and what was weird was the length of time that it would stay on. I think that's what's positive about that clip. That's what's like. That's tough for me to explain because I'll be honest with you, those flashlights when they die out, when they flicker, they don't flicker as bright, right? When they die out, those flashlights die out. So when they go, they're not giving a straight charge, kind of like that flashlight was. It was it didn't seem like it was on bright, but it was like a straight. Am I making sense here? What I'm talking about with the flashlight? Block Island, Rick?
Yeah, you're making sense. I loved the video. It seemed intelligent responses. Buddy, were you there for this too?
I wasn't at Wilson's Castle. No, I was at the another video playback, but I haven't been to Wilson's yet. I've heard tremendous things about it though.
But I just love the fact that, you're asking it for a response. It's giving you a response. You ask it again, it gives you a response. It's just really cool stuff.
So now, Buddy, to you,
Yeah.
You saw this. Your immediate reaction is, as a paranormal investigator yourself.
I honestly, I've followed people for a while who've done the flashlight trick. Not the trick. I mean, the flashlight method. As well as the cat ball. All right. So the flashlight is something that any paranormal investigator is going to carry. Like I said, trick. I didn't mean trick. Oh
I know.
My God.
I know the way you talk
Right.
and the words you use in your normal everyday talk. So yes,
Right. It's not
normal.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's
normal. You.
I love the cat ball and I love the flashlight because people have been doing it for years and years and years. And some people will invest thousands and thousands of dollars into equipment and cameras. And Rick, it's like all and REM pods and all. You can spend like $3-4 on a cat ball and $10-15 on a flashlight and have almost the same results unexplained as you'll have with one of these gadgets that cost you $250. So I think it's wonderful. That was an awesome. That was awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right. So before I kick it just to Rick, the last question would be: is it basically saying that if something wants to get in touch with you, it'll use whatever it has to? That makes sense. Like, in other words, it doesn't matter how much you spend on something. You're going to get a connection, even with a cat ball, for crap's sake. I didn't even know what it was because I don't own cats. So I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Cat ball. What do you mean cat ball? And he's literally like, it's a cat ball. It lights up and there's something around. I'm like, never heard of it. I literally never heard of a cat ball. Should I have? I'll check the production.
I got a comment, dude.
Hold on, I'm writing it down. Cat balls. By the way, so far for the two most inappropriate things said out of context would be Buddy with, like our guest is from Connecticut, this is made in Rhode Island. Woo. That's a brilliant quote. Like our guest is from Connecticut, this is made in Rhode Island. Now, I'm just telling you, out of context. What did I just say? Did I say out of context? And then, Rick, I'm sorry, but well, we won't go over yours. No, I'll tell you later off. It was too funny. Like, it was all right.
Me?
Yeah. If you take it out of context, all right. I'll tell you what it is. What do we care? If you take out how people clip stuff. This is my out of context, ridiculous moment that I used to like. Is yours was to touch the end of it if you touch the end of it if you like it, like you did. Like out of context? Come on. I'm just saying that's not what you meant at all. It's not what you meant at all. This is not Cinemax. This is more like, well, I don't want to say Bravo because that's that way too. This is more like Fox. I don't care. CBS, NBC, whatever. Rick, what did happen there? Exactly what was going on?
Well, there is some preparation for those flashlights. Those are the mini mag lights, and you twist them on, twist them off.
Mm-hmm.
So to prepare it, you turn it on, and then you very slowly turn it in the opposite direction. You got to hold the end with one hand and the barrel with the other. And the object is to turn it until the light just goes off. And what that does is it puts the gap between the base of the bulb and the top of the battery as small as you could possibly get it. I believe that the spirits can use their energy to complete that circuit, because I've never seen the lights move. And some people will ask, can you turn the light on? Can you twist it to turn it? I don't believe that they can do that, but I do believe that they can use their energy. And that also would apply to the cat ball. The cat ball's got motion detectors in it, and you turn it on to activate it, and when a cat swats it, it lights up. But I've placed it on a piece of acrylic with a hole drilled into it. There's no chance of that thing rolling around. So that is their energy activating the circuitry inside that ball. It's those are two of the most basic things, other than a K2 meter, that also cannot be tampered with or altered by cell phone signals, walkie-talkie signals,
Waves,
which can affect all the other electronics that you pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for.
Right.
All right, so it doesn't detect like waves. It doesn't pick up like microwave, this wave, So that's right.
Well, I'm not a scientist, but it's possible that it's a static charge that the spirits are able to generate, and that could be what is activating the circuitry inside the ball, and might even be what is. In the wintertime, you go to touch a door and it's dry. You scuffled your feet. There's a big spark.
Yeah.
How do we know that the spirits aren't able to do that in that tiny little gap between the base of the bulb and the top of the battery?
So two quick things. But Rick, I actually have two dogs that for some reason when they walk on the carpet can generate static electricity, and they'll touch me and zap me. And it's the most infuriating thing in the world to have like a wet nose touch me and be like, zap? Like, what the Christ? Like, I didn't need that. Secondly, so here's what we've been doing this a legit paranormal show on Sundays for like a couple of years. We've had shows since then, doing a lot. It all seems to come down to energy. I know that's as basic as I can make it, but everything people talk about, good, bad, this is good, this is bad, this touched this came here. What's our currency? What do they want from you? Like even just that, when it gets to that side of stuff, it's energy, positive and negative. And they got to be both, but it's all about your energy and what you can create. So, Rick, in your belief, are these like... So,
these are spirits are made up of energy. When you die, your energy doesn't die. It just changes. It's kind of released from your body into the world, into the environment. And don't ask me how they're able to do what they do. When you ask them to touch something, lift something, or whatever, how are they even able to hear us? They don't have ears. How are they able to count the number of people in a room and tap a certain number of times for the number of people who are in the room? These are things that I also do to prove to my audience that this is legit stuff. I don't think I have any in these clips, but I do have clips that I've done that. I've asked how many people are in here, and either I forget if it was a verbal that they verbally told me through the spirit box, or if they knocked. I don't really recall, but that won't be seen here tonight. But I do have that clip. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The next one I have says 2 Navy men visiting the USS Salem.
Now, what I want to say about this is what you're going to see occurred at about 10 minutes to midnight. And at midnight, we were closing shop. Don was going to have us just close shop. That was going to be the end of the session.
Yep.
And all up to that point in different parts of the ship, we were getting different kind of indicators here and there, maybe the K2, maybe the flashlight or whatever. But down there, we were in the boiler room, and people aren't allowed to go down there. But because we had such a small group that night, Don let us go down into the boiler room. Well, just so happened that 2 Navy men were on leave, and they joined our little group. It was probably only 4 or 5 of us. And I guess I think the lady with me had asked, why don't you ask them some questions that would be said on a ship? Orders, commands. And so they did. And you'll hear that in the clip.
All right.
And once that happened, that
Don't tell
REM
too much.
pod goes crazy.
Don't tell us too much. Even
Okay.
Rick, Block Island, Rick. Now, the USS Salem. What is your you ever been to it? Like, what do you know about it?
Haven't been to it. I've seen a lot of clips on it, a lot of different people investigating, and it seems pretty active, you know?
Rick, we'll have to schedule a time where we can go. You can come with us and we'll all go up there. It's absolutely tremendous, dude.
I'd love to.
This is the only place I've ever been. Like, literally, I've been there twice. It's like the only place I've ever gone to, like, at night, especially with Buddy, and walked around and, like, recorded stuff. Like, it was at the USS Salem. And, like, I didn't see anything. I'll never tell anybody that. I didn't see anything. But what I will tell you is there was definitely a change in how it felt in a room. Tightness. And I wasn't nervous. And Buddy, what's crazy is I wish you had the video still of me, because I'm not nervous at all. So it's like you can see that I'm not nervous. But then I was like, God damn, it just felt like someone was stepping on my chest. And I backed through one hole, and I didn't have the pressure. I'm like, that's bullshit. I can't step through a hole and that goes away like that. Like, there's that much of a difference in air pressure. I don't buy that. You know what I mean?
Right.
As I'm stepping in, I didn't buy it. Like, it was just like and it was what near the chief, where his
Chief's
quarter
room, yeah, down the end there, yeah.
Yeah, that was just
That's a good room.
in the engine room. There's something about that. It makes you stare at it. Like, I had to make sure I was staring somebody down.
The anchorage room.
That's what I meant. Yeah, the anchor room.
That was a good room. Yeah, that was a good area.
Is all hell. All right.
Why don't you go ahead? This clip's a little long.
Ship's colors underway. How do you feel about that?
Whoa, nice. Very good. Wow.
Did Chief make you do extra work?
On your face, recruit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that'll turn something. You shine your boots? Look at that. You shine your boots today?
Wow.
Is your uniform in regs?
You got a fresh haircut?
There we go. Just gotta talk to him like a senior.
Yeah.
You're no stranger to us.
How does General Quarters sound to you?
General quarters, all hands, man your battle stations.
Damn.
How'd you feel about your captain? Did you like him?
All right, wait a minute.
Oh,
Did you all else hear the Mickey
the echoing,
Mantle?
yeah.
The Mickey Mantle.
No betting, no betting, no betting.
But it got to the point where
Yeah.
it got to the point where it was like almost like a techno song. So I didn't know what was going on. Like I don't know if that was the music behind what was going on. It was like, buddy, so you gotta help me out when it's time like
Can
that.
I speak first on this one, Mike? Because I have a REM pod and I've used a REM pod before. In a few different cases, I've had the REM pod go off like crazy, like in this jail that I've talked about that Rick has been to with me. I've seen it where it has an antenna. It's a little pod, has 4 lights on the top. I think it's red, yellow, blue, green. If I remember right, I was in an investigation with PLS, Paranormal Legends Society, out of Rhode Island, and they were investigating upstairs at the jail, and they were asking for like, show us red and blue, and the red and blue lights would go off. Show us yellow and green. Yellow and green lights would go off. So like, but I've never seen it go off as hardcore as I just saw it go off there. Like that constant. That's pretty crazy, and that goes off by something touching that antenna that it's attached to. So I find it absolutely fascinating, and I want to go back and try and recreate that myself as an investigator now.
So, buddy, are you basically telling people they should go out and buy cat balls?
Buy cat balls, buy the REM pod if you feel like. The REM pod's about $150, but
no. I know what the REM pod.
I've had some good
I wasn't
experiences.
asking about the REM pod. I was asking you.
Buy the cat balls; they're cheaper. Yeah, do that.
Cat balls?
Cat balls, not like the testicles, Mike, but the toys that light up.
By the way, I love Don. Don is
Don's a great man.
Yeah. Don is just a straight shooter, so I appreciate that. Like he's easy to have a conversation with. Anybody that can go from paranormal to sports to like rock music, but like like 80s and back. Like I'm down. I'm just down for conversation. Period. Like and he could hold court in any of those things. Like Don is great. The Salem itself is it's got a room, the captain's room. That's the dead. No, the captain's room, the dead room. The room is
downstairs. Yeah, that's a good room.
It was a.
That's where the charts are.
It's like
navigation. It's like navigation. Yeah, it's like everything froze in 1950, and we were suspended there in time.
Block Island Rick. It was like if you walked into like a movie set of what you thought it looked like in the control room for like a ship that's on the water halfway. They got like all this stuff written. They got these things and all the measurements of the sea and all that shit. They got these big. It was for somebody like me that knows nothing about that equipment. I was just like, that's a lot of shit. Like, I just know that's a lot of goods. Like that's a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It was great to see like the old drawings for like this stuff, the other when this happens at it. It was awesome. It was strategically planned.
Dead silence.
Where is the Salem dock? Is that Battleship Cove?
No, it's in Quincy.
In Quincy.
Also, one of my favorite TV shows. All right, back to this. It was people that don't know it. Quincy was a great show.
I know Quincy. I know you.
Oh, it was a great show.
I could hum the tune right now, Mike.
I know he's he's good. He's been good in everything though. He didn't get the career. Never mind. All right. Block Island Rick, anything you'd like to add before we move on to I Ask Spirit? Did you have the Opti? That's all it got on the byline, so I don't know what the rest of it says.
I thought it was great. Thought it was a great clip. Now it was pretty quiet before those guys started talking.
Yes.
See, I just love the ones where it's like it's intelligent, relevant responses. You know, those are my favorite clips.
What's important with that one is that if you know your audience, namely the spirits, you know what to ask them, or you know how to interact with them. Those sailors knew exactly what to say to those spirits in the boiler room. And that's what caused all the activity. We could go down there and say, oh, is there anybody here? Maybe they'll blip. It's kind of boring. And I think it's boring to them as well. But if you can interact with them.
Yeah, talk
the way
their
that
language.
They did. I mean, it's obvious that they were communicating for sure.
It was awesome.
All right. So on and up, there's something wrong with the video load of that, buddy. That's playing like. I mean, first off, turn down your speakers, everybody, if that's what it is. But second of all, it's just that one. Someone do that spirit one next. See if it's.
If I were to ask you to go to the light, do you know what that means? Have you ever heard that term? Are you familiar with that term? It sounds like a yes. Are you a male? Are you a man? Yes. Thank you. We heard you say yes. That was great. You could actually hear your voice. So you know what? Did you have the option of going to the light and chose not to?
The light? Isn't that what he just said?
The light means heaven.
I like that.
All right. Let me
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely.
What it could
Now
be.
that was a spirit box playing that
Right.
Yeah.
That was a spirit box, and I had both my camera next to it and a voice recorder.
You couldn't resist, could you, Rick? You couldn't resist. You had to jump in. You could not resist.
Sorry.
You heard me say I wasn't going to speak. You heard that, but you jumped in anyways. He's like, that thing's a ding, bing, bing, and a bang.
Yeah.
Ha,
You know what it is, Rick. It's okay.
I know. But, all right, Mac, move. I get it. I stepped back. I let you go. So here would be my only things that I would say about it. Like if I got to do this. So how close are both light responses to you saying the word light? Like, what's the segment of time from the first time you say light, it says light, and then you say light again and it says light? What's the timing in between those? I want to listen back and hear that. That's honestly like what my skeptical mind first said was what it's because if the timing is the same, the response time is the same, then it could be considered an echo or a replay, right? If it's the same exact matching, then it could be considered that. Just saying. I have to say this is. We can't all say everything's great. We don't all drink Coca-Cola, even though we all order it. No one really ever says Pepsi. But anyway, I digress. The light. You definitely said yes. You said yes. You turned from investigator to a coach really fast. So I wonder if you have coaching in your background because you did a perfect you were motivationally speaking that ghost at one point, I think. Am I right when I said that, buddy? Was that almost motivational? Like, yeah, you're doing it, man. Keep
Yeah,
going.
he was rubbing his shoulders saying, come on out and talk to us.
You know what? See, that's how I felt about it. Block Island, Rick. Did you see it that way?
I loved it. And about the timing, conversations do have rhythms. So
Right.
if it is the same, if it is the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an echo.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't matter, but it's just another.
Yeah, another.
I have to present an argument, right? That has a reasonable reason for that said argument. So
Right,
I mean,
sure.
I'm grasping it.
Absolutely.
I'm using everything I got here, Block Island Rick. What do you want from me? Like, you know what I mean?
I want it all, baby. You know that.
I got to come up at the skeptical side of this like a mofo. I'm wearing an MTV T-shirt. Let's go on.
I know you're gonna take that out of context too.
I don't know what you just said, but maybe I will.
All right.
Let me get back to where am I looking? And I asked Brad, did you have the option, right?
If I were to ask you to go to the light, do you know what that means? Have you ever heard that term? Are you familiar with that term?
It sounds like a yes.
Are you a male? Are you a man? Yes. Thank you. We heard you say yes. That was great. You could actually hear your voice. So So you know what? Did you have the option of going to the light and chose not to?
The light? Isn't that what it just said?
The light means heaven.
Wow.
Rick, what did it say when the last response? I couldn't catch it when you said the light means heaven. I heard another voice come through, but I couldn't.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was another investigator.
But do you know what was set up from the
He
spirit?
was just confirming what he heard.
Gotcha.
So the first time you hear a lower man's voice say yes,
Yep.
and then it was I said, do you know the meaning of the going to the light? And something repeated the light, but it wasn't my voice. My voice can't be heard through the spirit box. Unlike some of the apps for your cell phone, those will actually, you'll hear your own voice echo.
Yeah,
That's why I don't use those.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, no phase. Rick, let me ask you something. With the speed, I know on a spirit box you can set the speed. You can set the AM. You can set the FM. You can do both. You do it forward. You can do it in reverse. Do you have any one method that you use? And is there any reason behind that method?
150 milliseconds forward.
Okay.
That's been the way I've always said it.
Is that fast? That's really fast?
Yeah. What that does is it's going in between the stations.
Mm-hmm.
But what I made sure to do, we were in the basement, and I made sure the antenna was down because I didn't want radio stations to be coming in there. So what you're hearing is only in that immediate area. And that's why I was happy that you invited me to the show so that I can get into it a little bit deper. And
you're a professional investigator, more than anybody I know. So.
I was a little nervous that there was going to be a skeptic on the show.
I'm not a skeptic. Mike is the biggest skeptic on the show, and he's not really a skeptic. He's like,
listen,
but that's good. That's good. I go into a location as a skeptic. You just can't assume that there's going to be activity. You can't.
So here's how I see things, Rick. And that's Rick below me. It was in black and white. If there was no Roddy Piper, there would have never been a Hulk Hogan.
Right.
So if I don't ask questions that I know people would ask and speak on their behalf a little bit, I'm doing an injustice to the show, right? Like we can't all just go, yeah, that's great. We agree with you, because I gotta ask I gotta try, right? And it sounds better to hear you shoot it down because it's just a reminder of how dumb it is. And again, at times I'm hoping that you can explain why it wouldn't catch in what you were using the echo.
Right.
Why this isn't the same as what they would say this is. Like that's what's good about this, is to knock stuff out of the park, to clear it out. Let's continue. Want to do we ask former owner Bill if he's...
Yeah, let's do that one, Mike.
Bill, if you are here, could you please turn on one of those flashlights? Doesn't matter which one.
I'm going to get the temperature.
Thank you.
Oh. I need the temperature over there.
That's great. Thank you.
Ask him if he's the smoker.
Are you the one that's smoking? If you are, could you turn the other light on? Because we could smell cigarette smoke.
Wow.
Okay. It's your home. I don't mind at all.
Thank you, Bill. That's pretty impressive.
Oh,
that was good.
That was. I'm gonna let Black Lion and Rick go first, but what I'm just gonna compare it to is this really quick. That was like when Dominique Wilkins used to dunk. Like he would dunk so hard and so fast that he didn't get enough credit for how great of a dunker he was, because he'd be like way up here and just bam. Because Jordan had more finesse. I digress. Go ahead, Rick. What did you think of it? Block Island, Rick.
Completely awesome. I probably would have left at that point. But that was, I mean, again, I love, question response. There's no messing with that. I mean, you can see there's nothing behind it. It was ask a question, get an answer. It was great, really phenomenal.
Want to know what messed my head with that, buddy? Right there was that when he asked the question, right, there was a pause between when it actually turned the other ball on.
Right.
Now, I dare say that in my messed up head, my timing gets it correct where it would take maybe that amount of time to go from one ball to the other and just tap that mother like that so that it lit up too. Like maybe. I almost felt like it was like the spirit was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, that was timing. Thank you very much, because that was like an incredible, like that incredible example of an intelligent haunt, if anything. Like just like they're in the moment with you, and it's doing things upon request. That's like every investigator's dream.
Yeah.
We just watched it happen, and the fact that you got it on recording, Rick, is even better. Can I ask you where was that? When was that? What were the
I think I was at the Witchington House.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yep. Up in Mass.
I forget the Witchington something. Yeah, I go to so many places I can't keep them straight.
Yeah, Tim Weisberg, our guy Tim, has been on to the Witchington House. He used to advertise events.
Tim was there.
So I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
Tim was there. That's who said "holy shit" or something.
Oh wow!
Tim was there.
Tim will be out.
I know Tim really well.
You should be coming then in June to Block Island. We'll go over that later on in the show. Let's continue. Buddy, now, here's my thing. How often do ghost balls, whatever we want to call this?
These are flashlights, Mike. They use a flashlight.
All right, flashlights. I'm sorry. I looked at you and I thought ghost balls, like a cat balls.
I can see that, Mike.
Flashlights, buddy.
You got balls on your mind. I get it, dude. I get it.
How often do these flashlights go on? I got balls on my mind. It's weird.
Wow.
I'm going to write that down. Let me ask you now. That could be mine. How often do the flashlights go on? Like, give me a percentage of times they go on per hour. Like, I want to break this down. My math mind wants to make sense of this.
I've used flashlights on investigations and had zero, and done the same exact thing that Rick has done, and have had zero responses. And then we've seen it tonight, 2 or 3 times at least.
That's what I'm asking though. For everybody that's watching, of trying to figure this whole thing out, like I've
seen it on TV before, but but knowing another investigator who's actually done it, this is like my first like time. I like doing it myself. It never really happened. But
all right, so Block Island, Rick, isn't that important? Because here's my thing: on TV, you always see the greatest hits or whatever they do. They just make it look like it happens all the time. So there's got to be that dead time. I'm right. So I want to kind of know when you want to know how many times like you've seen a flashlight come on. Like, just even let me know if that happens a lot.
Yeah, first of all, as soon as this episode's over, I'm ordering some mini mag lights because it's a very, very cool way to do things. And when I get, and some cat balls, like, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen that up, at my house and see if it just goes off, willy nilly, and then we'll see. I can't wait. It's such a cool method,
buddy. When we drop our rap video, me and you, we could fill the background instead of like the balls that are at like a kid's playground place. They'll all be cat balls.
Oh, cat!
And we dive back into it. The pool.
Dive into that. They all balls.
Yeah. They're all popping. We're just falling into them. That'd be epic. That's epic. That's gonna be in the video. Write that down. I'm sorry.
I was driving around in Mercedes and doing that shit. And jumping up in a cat ball.
Oh, but backwards. Just falling. Oh God, it's gonna be good. All right. We gotta write the song first, but we'll get to that part.
Right.
It says video playback. What's that? What's that? Block Island, Rick? It's like calling like Batman. I gotta say the whole name. What's that? Block Island.
That's a good one. So the last 2 are pretty good.
All right, let's watch it.
All right. So it's gonna be video playback 2?
2, yeah.
Okay, this is Rick. I am in my hospital bedroom, and I have made contact with a spirit. The corner of my eye, I could see something like a dark shadow or something peeking in on me, and I then decided to place there you go, thank you, the flashlight out, and I asked it to make contact with me. It hasn't quite gotten the hang of the cat toy yet, and I did explain how to activate it. So, let's see if I can get it to turn the light on command again. So, could you show my friends here on this device how we're communicating? Could you turn the flashlight on for me now, please? To show them that you understand.
Oh, Mike is a dick.
I know he's expecting a response immediately. It doesn't always happen that way.
No. My question was, when it went silent, I wanted to make sure that wasn't on our end. Like,
of course.
Buddy, write this down. This is our fault. Rick, Block Island Rick, you too. We should talk about this in HR on Tuesday.
Right.
We should ask, are there any dead spots? Because when you don't ask if there's a dead spot, you get guys that are in charge of hosting a show and trying to produce it at the same time, freaking out that it may be on their end of the podcast that there's silence. Does that make any sense? Anyone?
Of course
All right.
It doesn't work.
I'm going to do it again. I apologize because I didn't know. Am I screwing that up? Is it me?
Okay, this is Rick. I am in my hospital bedroom, and I have made contact with a spirit. The corner of my eye, I could see something like a dark shadow or something peeking in on me, and I then decided to place there you go, thank you, the flashlight out, and I asked it to make contact with me. It hasn't quite gotten the hang of the cat toy yet, and I did explain how to activate it. So, let's see if I can get it to turn the light on command again. So, could you show my friends here on this device how we're communicating? Could you turn the flashlight on for me now, please? To show them that you understand what I'm saying. Please turn the flashlight on. I know you know how to do it. You've been doing it for me. Don't be shy. Please, there you go. There you go. You know how. Go ahead, give it another try. I want to be comforted knowing that if things go wrong here tomorrow in surgery, or they can't perform the surgery and can't stop what could be a stroke or a fatal heart attack, just knowing that you're communicating with me will let me know that my soul will live on. Could you please turn the light on full brightness? Could you give it a tap? Just tap the very end or surround it with your energy. Yep, that's a start. Give it a big tap. Give it a big tap, please. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very comforting to me. Yes. All right, I'm going to show you now again how to activate the cat ball. So, yep, okay, the cat ball is right here. It's right next to the flashlight. And I'm going to tap it, try to tap it, and see if you can activate it. Oh, it's being stubborn. Hopefully the battery didn't go dead. Let's see. Oh no. I think it did. Did you drain the energy out of it? There we go. All right. You see how that is working? Could you tap that or surround your energy around the ball to turn it on? No, you got the hang of that. And this is on my hospital table. And I'm not touching it in any way. Could you make that dim? Could you turn it on very dimly? No. Less light, less bright. Can you make it just barely glow for me? Try it again. You did it for me before I started filming it. Just make it flicker. Just tap it. Just tap it on and off, on and off. I've got music playing. Okay. You got that. How about just a dim glow? Just don't get as close to it. Could you just move away just till it just barely glows? I know you like that. That's cool. I would love it if you could turn on the cat toy. What that does is, when cats play with it, it'll light up different color lights. You can do it too. You don't even have to roll it. All you have to do is tap it. Or surround it with your energy. Oh, there. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you just make it glow just a little bit. Yeah. Love it. Thank you.
Let me start really quick.
Yeah.
If you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be watching intently a video of a flashlight and a cat ball, not only would I not know of what you're spoken about, but I would have been like, what do you mean? What are we even doing here? And then I caught myself doing it. I'm going like this, like, you know, you step back. I'm like, this is a cat ball and a flashlight. But then I'm like freaked out by the flashlights. Dude, my thing is this. So you've got to leave it somewhat loose so that there's not loose. Not loose. Let's agree on a term. It's got to be all the way tight, but back at least one notch before you put the flashlight down, right? Because you got to leave some room for it to make a connection. It can't be completely 100% tightened up flush.
Correct.
All right, so that's a parameter that I think it's good we explain, because I think people out there going, what do you mean the flashlight? What do you mean by connecting the energy? So that, all right, so it's not loose by any terms of the mean, like loose as if it'll fall. It's just that one, so that it's not dead tight. All right, that's good. This is good information. Now, Block Island, Rick, tell me what you thought about that video.
Awesome again. And Rick, your whole demeanor is so mellow and so nice. It's like you are like the Bob Ross of, the paranormal world. I know why the ghosts want to communicate with you. You just seem very chill, very mellow. That was my observation on it, on all the videos. Very cool.
Leave it to a guy from Block Island to say that he liked the guest because he was mellow and chill.
Bob Ross. Bob Ross is the paranormal.
Nah, he's just from Block Island. Buddy. Buddy.
I really enjoyed that one, because I myself, the last time I was in a hospital, I was in the Miriam Hospital last November. Not last, the November before. So in 2021, with pancreatitis for about a week, and there were 3 or 4 nights. I spent about a week in the hospital. About 3 or 4 of those nights where I was seeing shadows out of the corner of my eye. I was seeing almost like seeing people in the room with me that weren't. I was in a single room that weren't there. It was absolutely phenomenal. And my own wife had a number of experiences that she had in the hospital. She spent a lot of time in both Merriam and the Rhode Island hospital, and experienced seeing shadows and even full bodied apparitions. It's amazing the amount of energy and the amount of spirits that could be at any given hospital. You think about it, any given day, how many people pass at a hospital at any given hospital, any given day?
Yep.
You know,
that was on the cardiac ward.
Oh wow!
I almost died, but I'm still.
Well, I'm glad you're still with us, Rick.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay on this side of things. Right. I don't want to have to rely on my friends to come looking for me on the other side.
So, Rick, do you have? Does it make you nervous to ask questions about your soul and stuff?
No.
Because that was pretty intense.
I'm very comfortable when I know I have a rapport going. I'm very comfortable. I never feel fear. I've never ever felt fear. Exhilaration, surprise, but I'm not afraid of anything. There's no reason to be. If you show fear, they kind of feed off of that, and they can do a number on you.
Yeah, no, I made sure that when I went to the haunted places to keep my confidence about myself and try to keep myself I wasn't scared. I just relaxed. Once I relaxed, I'm fine. I was just relaxed. So that worked for me. Right now, what I'm scared of is of a 150-pound dog that he barks louder than I've ever heard anything bark in my life. And I just yelled out B-U-D-D-Y, B-U-D-D-Y really fast like that. And he thought I was calling him.
Oh, boy.
Now he's staring me down at the end of my bar.
Toby!
And he's just, I know at any minute he's going to start. No, don't do that because he'll start.
Hey, buddy.
I can't even hear when he does.
You're a good boy. Be quiet.
You get through. Come here. You get through. Oh, there he goes. All right. Buddy, tell me what you thought about the timing and what of the tempo when you see other investigations. What do you think of it?
I love the method. It's something like Rick said. I want to run out and grab 10 mini mag lights now. I want to grab some. Every time I'm in Walgreens, I go down the cat and the dog aisle, and there's never any cat toys that light up like that. They're all stupid. I need to find some good cat toys like that because they're cheap and they're easy and Robbie and they're
Puppy.
What more suggests something unexplained than you have a ball that will respond to a sensor and it's just nothing's touching it. I love it. So I'm gonna run out and buy this stuff today. And while I probably won't do the guy who did, we had a few weeks ago. He did the investigation. He did the session with his father who was dying in hospice. That still blows my mind that he actually had the balls to do that. That's just that's next level. How I was explaining that to a coworker today at work, and she was like, when I started to tell her no, the guy was his father was still alive for another day, but he was doing the EVP session. The guy was in a cancer coma and dying, and he was getting weird responses. It never ceases to amaze me. It just blows my mind.
It was. See, here's the problem I had with it, Block Island Rick and Rick. Now I had a problem. I'm just letting you know. When I say a problem, I guess how it made me feel. It was so awkward for me to watch it at moments that it's like the moment where, now this has never happened to you guys. You're all handsome fellows, but it's happened to me. Where you would ask a girl to dance and she would say no, and you turn and make that sad walk back. You took that moment and made it really intensified. That's how I started feeling watching him see his dad pass, because I had my dad pass. There were moments I was ready to check out. I said to him, I felt like I shouldn't have been watching that.
It was very, very personal.
That's how I felt. I was invading his privacy. It was whatever he wants to do, you do. I'm just saying, that's how it made me feel. Maybe I'm old school. I just didn't know. I was just That's intense. Like it was
It was
really
intensely personal.
It was intense.
It was unbelievable.
Usually the wife breaks me down after a show. Like, what's the show about? And I'll break it down to her. She doesn't sound like that, but in my head she sounds like that, Rick. What's the show about? You know, like that's my wife. I call it the wife voice. But in that last time, I was like, you'd have to watch it. It's one of those, like, I'm not explaining the hospice thing.
Right.
Like, just go ahead and watch that. I'm not going to do it justice.
Honestly, as somebody who has watched somebody go and die, and been by that side, I could not have spent those 3 days doing anything paranormal, anything but just being there and just trying to survive the moment. And the fact that this guy was able to like compartmentalize, what is that?
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, he was able to do that. Just fucking A, man. That's like holy shit in itself.
Well,
and then
I mean, even
on top of it was unbelievable.
Even Rick asking about his soul, like while he's in hospital, about the day before his surgery. I mean, you guys are dedicated. It's good.
Yeah, right. That's incredible.
Buddy, I'm adding that's like holy shit in itself.
Write that shit down, Mike.
I'm surprised you didn't ask. Now, what the heck were you doing with a flashlight and a cat ball in the hospital?
In the hospital, true. In the cardiac ward.
I knew in advance what I wanted to do.
That
That's
might
awesome.
If you would have showed it to me prior to these videos, I would have asked you. But then when I saw the other videos, I'm thinking Rick uses cat balls. And by the way, Block Island, Rick, you should sell Block Island balls or Block Island cat balls.
Yes, with a little block. Let the block on it.
No, there's got to be a Z at the end though, because it's got that Z to it. You don't want it to be balls with the S.
Right.
So Block Island cat balls, BLT, light up. Come on, man. You find some company that'll make those. Let's get going. Here I go back again. The whole thing about the cat balls is this. For people that don't know anything about cat balls, right? I never had a cat. I don't know how it works. If you would have told me that, I would have.
You know a lot about balls. We're going.
But so now I don't have a problem with you having it at the hospital because I know you're the type of guy that would pack with the stuff that you wanted to take with you to the hospital. Because when I go in, I'm taking the stuff I need to take to the hospital. Like I'm at that age, I got it covered. I'm gonna put down what I need. So you're gonna use a cat ball, and you were gonna use it intentionally to try to get in contact because you were a little bit nervous about what was going on.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Go ahead.
I taught the nurse how to set the flashlight and put it as far away from me as possible over on another sink. And I said, now you ask the question, and it lit up. I might have that on video.
She might not work there anymore.
Pretty sure, but I've just been kind of lackadaisical lately. I haven't had any investigations. I was almost giving up. And I just want to say I really appreciate this opportunity to share this.
Great, man.
Yeah, I'm into it. That's all I can say. And if and other people can appreciate it, that's great. And if I can teach people something, that's good too.
Well, let's put it this way: as far as what I aim for, you passed the test. As far as anything that was like kind of negative or trying to make an attempt to be negative, you had an answer for, or more importantly, you would understand the question and not be like offended by it. You'd understand it. You knew it was kind of coming. You kind of saw those sides of it because you've probably thought this stuff through so much that you've seen the negative side. So you kind of know what people are going to say, right? So that's what was good about it. Like some people, like I'll say I have to play that role of like, well, what, maybe it was this, was it that? And if they get offended, it's more backpedaling, and now it's a defensive conversation. Where other people, when you say something, they go, ha ha, well, it's bang, 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 bang. It's like, that's more fun, isn't it? Like, it's a better way to get a communication across. Block Island, Rick. You understand what I'm saying on that, my brother?
Yeah, no, he's a pro. It's that's what it comes down to. And please don't stop doing it, Rick, because you have great evidence and you have a great attitude and you seem like a pro. It's
thank you.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So Block Island, Rick. What would you like to say to wrap up?
Mike, we got one more. Just play the last one, man.
Yeah, let's. Which one is it?
It's this video playback, 39 seconds. Slay the Mill.
Another whistle. As you were just finishing what you were saying. Heck, I'm holding a similar device in my hand. If you, when I come up and touch it, does that somebody say something? Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
Was that intentional?
Touch it.
Did you do that on purpose to me, or is that literally Rick? Wait a minute.
No, if you watch it on the show, it's just repeating the loop so that you can hear the very soft, faint voice.
I thought
Right.
that was Buddy saying touch it.
It's Buddy saying touch it, and then right after that, there's a faint child's voice. Play it again, Mike.
Oh, all right, look, guys. First off, if you expect me to hear past Buddy saying touch it, touch it, touch it.
I know, you hear me saying touch it,
Look,
you just lose it, you get excited.
my musical
Play it
mind
again.
was stuck on the hook of touch it, touch it, touch it. I'm thinking, boom, chicka, touch, boom. I'm gonna have a song in a couple of days. Like I'm sorry, I gotta hear it again. It was only 39 seconds. My bad.
Another whistle. As you were just finishing what you were saying. Heck, I'm holding a similar device in my hand. If you, when I come up and touch it, does that somebody say something? Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
Play it back. If you play it back, it sounds like I get. Excuse me 1 second. So much better. I'm feel looser. It sounds like a girl saying "not cool," not cool. You saying "touch it." That's what I hear now. I hear you say "touch it," not cool.
Could have been.
Touch it.
Could have been.
No,
Not
nice
cool.
meeting you, but go ahead, play it again.
I tried slowing it down, and I still couldn't make out. I played it back, half speed, and I still couldn't make it out. But this is why you share things like this, because other people may hear something you don't. My hearing isn't what it used to be, so this is great.
I'm good when I make it more of a melody. So in my look, I gotta hear it. It's gonna be like a sound to it. So when you hear it, picture not cool.
Another whistle. As you were just finishing what you were saying. Heck, I'm holding a similar device in my hand. If you, when I come up and touch it, does that somebody say something? Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
You're not cool. Am I kidding?
Nice meeting you. Oh my God!
You think it was nice meeting you?
Nice meeting you. Yeah.
Or I thought it said, "I see you."
Oh,
I see you. I see you.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not cool. I heard 2 syllables, guys. I heard the second syllable just hang. Not cool.
I
Not
see
meeting
you.
Not meeting you.
I
don't
thought
know.
I heard 3
I see you.
because the pitch changes 3 times.
Yeah, but if you say not cool, it starts off. It's like Cool Whip. Like in other words, it starts off as cool, but then it gets dropped.
No, you're off on this, Mike.
Melody. You drop the note of it. All
Two
right.
syllables in the second word for sure.
Let's hear it again.
Another whistle. As you were just finishing what you were saying. Heck, I'm holding a similar device in my hand. If you, when I come up and touch it, does that somebody say something? Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
I'll go to the mattresses on this one. It's not
Yeah.
cool. I don't
I
care what.
see
Maybe
you.
it's a third word. Maybe it's like not cool something. But it's not. God, that's tough to hear. I got to listen to it on the playback. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to do it on the wrap up really quick. Block Island Rick, what did you think of that video? What would you like to say in wrap up?
I see you. I thought it was a great show tonight, Rick. Thanks for hanging out. If you're ever around Block Island, you want to come and check out, we have a ton of haunted stuff out here.
I would love to.
Yeah,
Never
please.
been there. I was there as a child. Block Island.
Yeah, it's a blast. We'll have some fun, and there's enough stuff to investigate out here for a couple months. So
That'd be great.
Just reach out.
Okay, thank you.
Buddy.
So I just wanted to share something. In a previous show this week, we had on it's a metaphysical world, or it's a legit metaphysical world. We had on what's her name? Oh God, Nicole Magic. She was doing live tarot card readings. She did 2 tarot card readings. There was about 15 minutes left of the show, and Auntie Dale dropped me in, and I got a tarot card reading. So she talked a lot about my wife and about how she's always there with us, and how if she said that if you think it's impressive what she's done so far, just wait till you see what she's going to do next. So that was Tuesday night. Wednesday I worked, and my mom was talking to a cousin on the phone, and she was showing her pictures of Ginny, my dog, my chocolate lab. And she was going through her catalog of photos, and she came on this photo here, this one I circled in the red. It just kind of popped up. I got the next picture. I'll show you what it is. It's from the jail, Rick. So you'll recognize the scene. Not Block Island, Rick Callahan, I guess. I was doing a reveal of evidence there. It's on Facebook. This is my wife Heather here, sitting
on the right.
Oh my God! All right, so she's sitting right here. How that would end up in my mom's phone? That's on Facebook somewhere, on Ocean State Paranormal page. You could probably find it in like the pictures that we took and we posted on the reveal like 4 or 5 years ago.
Awesome.
I haven't seen that picture since. Probably I posted it on the page and that was the end of it. My mother randomly gets it in her gallery. The day after the medium says that Heather's going to start coming through in new and different ways to amaze us, and then that shows up. That just like heads up, guys. You're going to get signs. People are going to send you signs. You're going to see them all the time, and or maybe you won't see them. Just keep your eyes open. They're always around us, and they're always out there. Tune in Sunday night. As we were supposed to welcome Karen Phillips, but she had to reschedule. So I don't know who our guest is going to be, but maybe someone will volunteer, and we'll have somebody on Sunday Night Live with their paranormal. I found that out about an hour ago, Mike. By the way.
Oh, that's fine. We'll be all right. I mean,
I'll find somebody. It'll be
fun. It's what? It's not even. It's only Thursday, guy.
Only Thursday, guy.
Block Island Rick. Anything else? I want to make sure I got you. All right. So really quick, buddy, I was watching another. I keep spiraling down like boxing documentaries. And there was this guy that was talking about how like they kept chalking stuff up to coincidences, right? And I ain't saying that word because it's one of the hardest words in the English language to say if you're Italian because it's just too much.
Coincidence.
Coincidences. I don't know when to end it. I just keep going.
Coincidences.
I keep going. So he was like basically saying like they're so hard to pull off like a coincidence, like a real. Classic coincidence, like what a coincidence that was! Holy shit! Like, how do we pull that off? When people like try to say something's ironic, but it's really just a coincidence, right? In general, though, to pull off a coincidence is kind of hard to do. It just doesn't get the credit for it. So when people chalk up to all these things to just coincidence, then that deflates that percentage for me, and it makes me think. No, it's not easy to just have a coincidence all the time.
There are no coincidences.
It's tougher to me than to not. Like you can't be like just this. It's not. It doesn't happen that way. There's a law of numbers. I break everything down in numbers, and I know that shouldn't be how it is, but it makes me think because they want to say it's a coincidence. That's the main negative against anybody that's an investigator. They want to say that what you're showing isn't true. It's not real, right? That's what the negative side of stuff wants to say about it. And it all comes down to energy, and it all comes down to like the fact that if you want to call something a coincidence, sometimes we call it that because we take that word. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my thing with ghosts. Like lately,
right? Why would this picture just randomly show up in my mother's phone of all places? Maybe mine, maybe, but probably not. It was just like them sitting, the rest of my team sitting off to the side, and she happened to be in it. And I can't tell you. My mother showed that to me about 2 hours ago. I couldn't tell you how that ended up on her phone. And I know another friend of hers that will randomly put it on her phone, and she'll get the same effect. Have this picture will be out right on her homepage, right there. I can't explain it.
Yeah, no, buddy, I'm with you. The Block Island stuff, all the stuff that's happened.
That's exciting, though. The Block Island stuff is exciting.
Oh, I was talking about the scary stuff. But yeah, the upcoming stuff, of course, is in June, July. Go to blockislandghoststories.com, blockislandghoststories.com. To check out the 3 events we have this summer. We have Tim Weisberg coming down Friday, Saturday night, Sunday. In June, we have Matt Warner. Warner Paranormal Society coming down July
21st to the 23rd.
Yes. August is Chris DeCesare, the ghost boy of Genosa.
Geneso?
I'm close. A college. He's a great guest. We have all the events posted there. I've also posted this is like the most important thing I can say. I posted the Block Island ferry schedule because everybody has these illusions in their head where they're like, they're going to just come over to Block Island, stay for as long as they want to stay, and then leave.
Right.
And I'm like, man, look, I'd never really been, but I've been a couple times. And I went once when I didn't take my heart, blood medication, that kind of stuff. And I didn't think I was going to make it to the ferry. I didn't care. I was going to make it there. Man, in my head, that's all I was thinking was I wasn't even thinking straight. Like, Rick, you don't even know the whole story of that Block Island, Rick. You don't even know the whole story of that morning. Like, I wasn't even making sense of myself. I just left. I just walked out the front door, like, because it was just.
And watch the town.
I walked like about, I don't know how long it is to town, but I didn't want to die at your house, and I was starting to have so many problems. I'm not joking with you, man. This is how I think of things. I started to have like heart problems because I didn't have any of my meds. And I was like, blood stuff, and I was like, fuck it, I'm walking. I don't want to be anyone's problem. I'm like, I'm not gonna be anyone's problem here. Went out the door, and I just thought I figured I'll make it to the boat eventually. So I'm a great person to tell you how long that walk is. It's a long ass walk back to the boat, guys.
It's a long walk.
And that boat only goes on certain times, right?
Right, it does.
It only does. If you don't make it there in time for, say, I think the last one maybe 8:30 on that night that's currently booked, it says in that time frame. So in other words, if you don't get to the ferry at 8:30, guess what?
You're fucked.
You ain't going home. Like, and they don't get that yet. And I'm so worried that we're gonna have like the mud people from Woodstock just standing on the dock at like 9 o'clock, like, how do we get home? How we? And we're like, and you know what? We'll just have Buddy go.
I'm swimming, motherfucker.
Buddy, maybe you're just gonna stand at 9 o'clock like this on the end of the thing. Everybody walks by like, yeah, what? Told you.
Oh, well, you missed it. See you in the morning.
I'm worried about that Block Island, Rick. You know what I mean? Because everyone thinks you can just get to Block Island whenever you want to get to Block Island. It's not like that, is it?
I came out for one night, and I've been here for 22 years. So, sometimes missing the boat's a good thing.
Yeah, but you got it in your blood. You got it in your blood. You are a Block Island person. You have that.
Yeah.
Rick is what they call an islander at this point. You've been there for more than 15 years. So you're an islander technically, right? You own businesses over there.
Yeah.
You're an islander. You're one of them.
Not a local. Well, I'm a local, not an islander. You got to be born on the
They won't
island.
even bless you with an islander.
Oh no.
Speaking of islanders, if you see Shannon, today was her birthday. I'm not going to say how old she turned today, but today
I didn't know that
was her birthday. So please give her a big happy birthday from me.
And,
I will. Go Dolphins. Just tell her that. Go Dolphins.
Oh. Yeah. I'll tell her happy birthday for you.
You guys want to have another Hallmark moment between the two of you? Because you're making Rick down here sick. He's
right.
He's just.
I'm fine.
No, be honest, Rick. Be honest. Look what you just wrote me. I won't print it.
No.
What? All allegedly. Literally.
Allegedly. Oh, it's my shirt.
Yeah, that's the word that the YouTube just wants to hear every now and then to make it all alleged. So, let me get this. Buddy, you do the wrap up. So for
Rick Callahan from Connecticut, for Block Island Rick from Block Island, for the King Michael, this is me, this is Buddy, this is Legit Paranormal Clips. Tune in tomorrow night for Legit Bigfoot and Sunday night for Legit Paranormal. I'm out of here.